Good, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining today's session, Code Without Barriers virtual meetup on the topic of crafting custom Copilot with Azure AI Studio. So today we have a guest speaker, Naveen Kumar, who is a data engineer and he's also a C Sharp Corner MVP. And he's going to take us through the topic, help us understand, and how you can create the custom Copilot using AI Studio. Before we jump into it, as I previously mentioned, this is Code Without Barriers virtual meetup, and I also want to share about a bit about Code Without Barriers that they are offering women empowerment on the cloud and the technology, and they're offering mentorship challenges, a lot of opportunity for women in tech. And if you're going to start, or if you're already in tech and you want to have mentors and somebody who can help you in the tech journey, you should definitely sign up to their platform and they will be able to help you with mentors and challenges and a lot of opportunities and goodies from their side. So make sure you check out the link in the chat box to kind of sign up and take advantage of what they're offering. So we usually have our Code Without Barriers mentor or ambassador joining. They were not able to join, but they usually gives a more in detail one. But I hope that gives you idea about it, and make sure you kind of check out the platform to just make use of it. Okay, that's pretty much is from my side, and the stage is all to Naveen to get started.
Thank you, Surak. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the session. Myself, Naveen. I have overall 13 years of industry experience in data. I'm working in a private bank currently. I'm handling the data platform over there. Currently, tools working on like an ETL, SSIS, and Microsoft SQL Server. So apart from this, my journey over into the AI and the data in the cloud, and particularly on the Microsoft Azure. Okay, so without any further delay, I'll share my screen. So we'll directly get into the today's topic. So I'll stop my video and I'll share a presentation. Yeah. Okay. So today's topic is all about crafting custom copilots with Azure AI Studio. Okay. So basically what we are going to see is using our own knowledge base. So we are going to create one copilot for ourselves or for an organization or for anyone using our own knowledge base to have a one-to-one interaction with a chatbot or a copilot. We are going to use it as an Azure AI Studio. So let's get into the agenda for today. So what you'll take away from this session, so you'll have a good understanding of what is Azure AI Studio and how AI Studio works, what are all the core components, kind of an architecture, how the AI Studios, what are the core components, and you'll see what are all the features in the Azure AI Studio, and finally we'll have a hands-on demo, and at last we'll have a Q&A session. Okay, so this is all about today's agenda, and let's see. So the first topic is the introduction to Azure AI Studio. So basically, what is AI Studio? Why Microsoft came up with Azure AI Studio? So before getting to this, let's see what are all the services we have in AI related services in Azure. So if you go to the Microsoft, the portal, right, the Azure portal. So when you want to create a service for a search or a language or a speech or a face, anything related to AI, there are separate services you have to go and create. Okay, so we have one language service separately and one translator service separately, and the document intelligence service, speech service, and AI content safety, vision service, OpenAI service, and the AI search service. Okay, example. Whereas the team is working on the AI search service, and there is another team working on a AI speech service where they want to integrate both the services, right? So we have to do kind of an API integration. We have to get the keys, and we need to combine these two services together, and we need to work on, right? So to avoid all those limitations, the Azure came up with Azure AI Studio. So this is like a unified platform for the AI developers to build a uh, intelligent applications for an organization or the environments, right? So this AI Studio will combine all these services in one place. Okay, so if you basically look at AI Studio is a cloud-based platform like an ID or a web portal. Okay, it combines various Azure services into one unified development environment. Okay, so you no need to go and create a separate AI search service and translator or a speech. You can just go into the AI Studio, and as a developer, you can do all those developer activity inside the AI Studio itself. So that's all about the AI Studio. And if you see what it combines is the model catalog, prompt flow development for the machine learning services. Okay, and you can create a generative AI models, and you can deploy your models. You can test it using the custom data integration that is also inside the Azure AI Studio. And you can integrate the speech services, as I said, right? You can combine all those individual services into one place. Okay, so this the AI Studio combines. So this is the introduction about the AI Studio and what it provides. If you take right, the AI Studio provides a seamless experience for developers, data scientists, and AI engineers to build and deploy and also manage AI models and applications. So that we can do with this AI Studio. And with this AI Studio, you can access wide range of AI capabilities including the language model, speech, visions, and all in one place. Okay, so we are move to the next one. How this AI Studio works. Okay, so the two major components here we can see is hub and project. So if you want to work in AI Studio, you need to create a project, and inside project you will do all your developer activity, right? So to have a project, we need to create a hub first. Okay, so these two are the main components. So now let's get into what is hub and what is project. Okay, if you see what is AI Studio Hub. So Hub is a collaborative workplace for an AI solution development and management. So you need at least one AI hub to use the solution development features and capabilities of Azure AI Studio. And AI hub, right, can host one or more projects. So when you create one hub in the AI Studio, under one hub, you can have multiple projects. Okay, and each project encapsulates the tools and assets whatever we created inside the hub, right? So it all encapsulates, and it can use specific AI solution. It can create a specific AI solutions in the project. Okay, that is all about the hub. So now let's see what is a project. So all the development activities, it's in the AI Studio, it will be performed within the project, and we can say it is a child resource of the hub. Okay, as I said initially, right, it encapsulate the tools and assets from the hub to create a specific AI solution. So that's it inherits the hub's connection and the compute resource as well. So when we create a new project from hub, right, the security settings of the hub also it will be applied to it. Not only the tools and assets, right? It will include the security configuration, the security settings of the hub also apply to the project. Okay, so this is all about the hub and the project. Okay, so next what we are going to see is how this AI Studio works, right? So how it works, if you see the hub and the project are the main components. So now let's see what is the feature of hub and what is the feature of the project. Okay, so if you see about the feature of the project where we can hub, sorry, if you see the feature of the hub, we can see the data upload and artifact storage. So where we can create on blob storage, and under blob storage we can have a container and we can put all our artifacts like a files where you have your knowledge base. For example, in this demo we will see, so that we can put it in your blob storage. So the data upload and artifacts, hub scoped connections for Azure services such as OpenAI and AI services, right? So for this demo we will be creating a search service. Okay, so that particular search service will be for that particular project which we are going to create, the hub scope connections, right? So that will be the hub scope connection. And the model endpoint, so when you are accessing the OpenAI or the speech or vision, so where you want to use the endpoint, so the base model endpoints also you can use it. And all the computational resources are handled in the hub level activity, hub itself, and where you can go on governance, and you can do all your security related settings at the hub level for your project. So whatever the security and the governance settings you are doing at the hub, it will be applicable for your project as well. So these are all the feature provides from the hub. And what we can do with hub, so if the question comes, right, we are uploading the scopes connection, the model endpoint, the computing the resource and the security settings. So what actually the developer will do if we go and create a hub? Okay, so as a developer or a engineer or a scientist, we can go and create a member and assign them a specific roles. So as a developer team, I can have access to a set of projects. As a scientist, I'll have only the machine learning related projects where they will go and test their machine learning models and train their models. But the developer, they will, as of creating some resources or something, right? So they'll go and create a member and assign them a specific roles. And also they can create and manage the compute instances on which they can run their experiments, the prompt flows, they can design it, and they can use their custom codes as well. Apart from these two, the right, the members and the computing, they can also create a connections to the resources. As I said initially, we can create a blob storage, right, which can be used inside the AI Studio. So that connection can be created, and also we can use the connections to the GitHub. If you have any set of codes available there which you want to use it here, you can use it. Azure AI search indexes also you can use it. So again, you can define your policies and you can regulate your behaviors using the automatic shutdown as well. We can do for our compute resources. So this we can do it. Now let's move on to the project. So project, what we can do is it's kind of as I initially said, right? It's the core place where the developer plays, the right, who works on the complete the development activities handled in the project. So you created a connection in the hub for your blob storage, but if you want to access any set of data, the data sets that can be happened only in the project level. So the group of components such as data sets, models, and indexes. So I can take a data set as an example of one of my Excel file which is there in my blob storage. So I can create that as one data sets and an isolated data container within the storage inherited from the hub. Okay, so when you create a blob storage, we'll be having one container where we'll keep all our files, right? So that will be an insulated data container. And we have a project scope connections. Here we have a hub scope connections. Right here we can have a project scope connection. The example is project might need access to the data stored in the separate Azure account. So here I'll be having two set of Azure accounts. So I want to have a separate connection for each Azure accounts. That can be possible using this project scope connections. And we can have a open source deployment model as well from the catalog. So where we can fine tune the model endpoints, where we can compare the benchmarks of the models, which is the best suitable for my requirement, so that we can handle it. And we can have a multiple projects initially said, right? So we can have a multiple projects under one hub, so it's called as a child projects. Each project has its own project scope connection. So this is the feature of a project. So what we can really do with the project means, you can deploy a large language models to support a chatbot or a copilot. So we are going to see as an a demo, we are going to create our own chatbot using our own knowledge base. And if you go to the playground, the chat playground, I'll show it to you when we create a OpenAI's studio service. What is a playground and all. So in the chat playground, we will test our models, and we can bring our own data to augment the prompt flow. So this is the ones, right? We have our own knowledge base. We are going to bring our own data, and we are going to create a prompt out of it. And we can define a prompt flow as well to combine the models. So for example, we can create the models available, right? Chat GPT 4.0, Chat GPT 35 turbo. So we can use those models, and we can use our prompts, and also we can plug in the custom codes as well. And also we can evaluate the models and the responses in the project. And apart from that, we can deploy the web app as well. So that is also the part of a demo. So once we create a custom copilot, right, so we are going to deploy it as a web app. So that is also will be handled in the project. But when you see actually, so we will be creating the separate services for that, and we'll see that one. So this is all about the how AI Studio works. And next we'll see what are all the core components of Azure AI Studio. So we saw about the project, what is hub, what is the features of project and hub, what developer actually do with the hub and the projects, right? So if you go inside a project, so what we will do, right, we'll have this kind of a core components. One is the model catalog, model benchmark, prompt catalog, Azure OpenAI, and AI services. So these are all five major components we have in Azure AI Studio. Now let's deep dive into what each component is and how it is useful. Okay, so the first one is the model catalog. So what is a model catalog in simple? In simple, I can say it is a library, okay, where we have all the models, the pre-built models already available inside that library. Okay, for example, in library we have a number of books in the different categories, right? So we can compare it with the model catalog. So if we go with the Azure terminology, so the model catalog is a curated collection of pre-built machine learning models from Microsoft and other sources as well. So when you say other sources, we have the models from Azure itself, Mistral, Meta, Cohere, NVIDIA, and Hugging Face. So we have a models from all these vendors, which we can use it for our own application making. And it serves as a hub for discovering and utilizing a wide range of model. As I said, it's a kind of a library where we can take any models and plug into our application and use it. So these models, we can use these models and we can build our generative AI applications. So this is all about the model catalog. The next is the model benchmark. So in the model catalog, we have chosen two models for our business requirement or for building our own application. So out of these two models, which model is best for me? So how do I choose that? So using this model benchmark, I can combine the compare these two models based on the accuracy, the factors, right? So on what factors I can compare. So accuracy, speed, resources, consumption, and we have many more. So the majorly used factors are like the accuracy, speed, and the resource consumptions. Okay, so this is the model benchmark. So you no need to worry which model suits me. And the AI Studio inbuilt has the model benchmark, which compares and tells you the result upfront. And the next one is the prompt catalog. So the prompt catalog is this is like a predefined prompts. Okay, so you want to build a chatbot only for a Q&A or for a retail, right? So you have a pre-built model available. Just you can take that prompt and you can use it. You no need to go and build or anything. So the pre-built model you can directly use it. So that's a prompt catalog. So if you see here the modalities, what we have is a chat. We have image, video, and the completions, the chat completions, chat, image, video, and all. And right now it supports the retail and educational industries. And the task, what are all the we can do is summarization, we can do chat completions, we can create our own content, reasoning and insights, natural language code, we can take the recommendation and we can ask the agent or the copilot to explain the code as well. So these are all the tasks it can do. So this is all about the prompt catalog. The next one is the AI, Azure Open AI. So this provides a REST API access for all the powerful language models. What we have it in the model catalog, right? We can use it. GPT-4, GPT-4 Turbo, and 3.5 Turbo and embedding series and all. This can be adapted for various tasks, such as we can have a content generation, as we saw it in the prompt catalog, right? So the content generation, summarization, image understanding, and also we can have a semantic search. So semantic search and the natural language to code translations. So all this open AI related, we can use it under this component. But to have a OpenAI access, we should submit a separate request to the Azure team. So once that got approved, then only we can use all these OpenAI related services. Due to the security guidance, not everyone will be granted for this OpenAI access. So we have to submit with our organizational email ID. So based on that, the access will be granted for that OpenAI service. The next one is the AI service. So the AI service is the one initially we saw, right? It combines the individual services into one place. So all it comes under the AI services. So where we have the speech, language, translator, vision, content safety, everything. Okay. So it empowers the developers to create intelligent app using out of the box, and we have one place. You no need to go and create it outside of the where you can go to portal.azure.com and you can create a separate services, right? You just come into the AI Studio and you can create your own speech or the language translator or vision, whatever it is related to the AI. You can create it inside the AI Studio itself. Okay, so here the developer can integrate these services via REST API or the client library, SDKs in the popular programming language. So this is all about the AI Studio's core component. So we have seen model catalog, model benchmark, prompt catalog, Azure OpenAI, and finally the AI services. Okay, so by this we came to an end of the core component of Azure AI Studio, and next we are going to see what are all the features of Azure AI Studio. Okay, so when it comes to the features, right, build your own Copilot, allows user to interact with the device, chatbot, and application. So we are going to see this as a demo today. And the next feature is enable enterprise chat, right? So when you have a customer service agent, so you want to build a chatbot only for customer related, right? For a retail industry or a travel industry or a food industry. So I cannot have one chatbot to handle all this. I can have my own travel related data, the travel related knowledge base. So I can feed in the travel related knowledge base to the my chatbot, and it can handle the customer responses, right? So that is the enable enterprise chat. Incorporate multimodality. So this is like enhancing the apps with the models, you can combine the text, image, video, and audio, like where you have a text where you can convert it into a speech, text to speech, speech to text. and audio also. So incorporate multimodality. The next one is the analyze speech. Okay, so here where we can recognize a person or recognize a language using the speech, right? So transforming the voice data into an actionable insights using the text to speech speaker recognition features, as I said. Use while speaking, you can recognize yourself. It can act as an identity management as well. And the next one is secure data handling. Uh, in secure data handling is the customize the models using fine tuning with protected data. When we say one of the feature, right, content safety. So where will whatever the content feed into this models, how it safe it is. So contextually, it's relevant to retrieval augment generation. So how safe our data is. So that's secure data handling. User friendly interface. So rather than going and creating a multiple services in the portal.azure.com, we have one place, one UI, one web based application where we can have all. And so basically the user interface is handled very well in the Azure AI Studio. And the pre-trained models, so you no need to go and check which model. So it's already has number of pre-built models available in the model catalog. You can quickly pick it up and use it for your applications, and you can compare which model is best in the model benchmark. And it's very scalable. The AI Studio ensures the scalability from the proof of concept to the production. So the models which are available, it's all production ready. And continuous monitoring and the government. So we can manage our solutions with continuous monitoring and governments in the production as well. So this is all about the features of an Azure AI Studio. I'll take a pause here. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. Or else I can just jump into the demo part. Okay, so I'll take silence as good. I will move to the demo. So here I'm just going to portal.azure.com. So okay. So now I have two knowledge base. Okay, so let me show you the knowledge base here. So if you look at here, I have just put one text file with all about the sessions. So what is the session hours, all about description, what is the key takeaway, registration, everything. And the other one is the small question and answer kind of thing. What is the session, who is the organizer, speaker, and what is the session all about. Okay, so we are going to use these two knowledge base for building our own Copilot now. So first, to build this Copilot, first I need a OpenAI Studio, right? So I'll go to the search. I'll search for OpenAI. So Azure OpenAI. So I'm going to create a new OpenAI service here. Click on create, and I have selected my subscription. I'm going to use my resource group. I'm using 01 training RG. The region will be default East US. And here I'm going to give demo chat open AI 01. Demo chat open AI 01. So that will be my OpenAI account. Next, I'll give it as a default. I don't have any tags. It's going for a review. So now I'm going to click create. So deployment has been initialized now. So you can see it's initialized. Now it got submitted. So it's deploying now. It'll take few minutes. So deployment is in progress now. Okay. So meanwhile it gets deployed, I'll just open another tab, portal.azure.com. Now we need to have a storage account now. Initially, and the slides we saw, right? To keep our knowledge base, we need to have one storage account, and we'll create a container and we'll keep this knowledge base into the containers, right? So what I'll do, I'll go ahead and create a storage account. I'll search for storage account. Okay. So I'm going to create a new storage account. So my subscription, my resource group is correct. My storage account demo chat storage 01. So I'll keep this storage account in the central US, and these are all the default one. I'm not going to make any change. I'm going to click review and create. So let's go and click on create. Deployment has been submitting. So here we'll come back and see here the OpenAI deployment is complete. On clicking this go to resource, I can see here my OpenAI Studio has been done. So if you scroll down, you can have the OpenAI metrics develop. Go to OpenAI Studio, you can explore the OpenAI Studio. So we'll come back to this. So let's go and see the storage. Yes, the storage deployment is in progress. So what I'll do, I'll go to another portal.azure.com. So right now we have created a one OpenAI service, one storage, and now we have to create a search service, right? So why do we need to create a search service here? So the search service which helps for our knowledge base. So we have two knowledge base, right? That two knowledge base will be indexed and it will be referenced. It's basically for a retrieval process. So when you put a prompt to that, and it will bring back your response, right? So for that, the chat is a search service is required. So AI search. So I'm going to create one search service. So here search service resource group demo chat search 01, and I'll give it as a central. I'll just leave it as default and review and create. Okay, so let's go back to the storage. Yes, storage deployment is completed. Click to go to resource. So now I have just created only the storage account. We have to go and create a container here. So if you see here under storage account, I have a containers. Click on containers and click create container. So I'm going to give the container name as chat knowledge 01, chat knowledge 01. So I'm creating the container here. So let's go and see. Yeah, this validation completed. So deployment has been initiated for search service. It will take few minutes. Once all the services are ready, we'll go ahead and create the chatbot. So deployment in progress. So we have storage and container ready. The search services also completed. Go to resource. So this is our search service. We are going to use it. So now go back to the OpenAI service, and I'm going to click here, this one. Go to Azure OpenAI Studio. So this will go to the web-based platform, the where we can see, right, the unified platform for the AI development. So there is more of changes are happening from the Azure front. So this is a new UI. If you want to look at the old UI, which you could see it in the presentation, so we can switch back to the old UI. And here most of the services are in the preview mode. So there are daily some changes are happening to this OpenAI services. So which you are saying today, it may maybe changed tomorrow. In maybe some back end operations might be happening. So it will be stable soon. So here we have the model catalog. We saw it in the initial thing, right, where we have pre-built models. So here you can see the models. So right now it's showing 20 models. So I think some changes are happening. That's why you also see the more models. So I'll click on home, and if I want to show you how to create a project, so this is the old view. So here we have a model catalog. So where we can see the models from multiple vendors like Mistral, Llama. So here we have 1175 models we have here. So where you can see Fee, Meta, Mistral, Dicky, Cohere, Hugging Face, Facebook, Snowflake. Also we have one model. So we have 1795 models, and this is the model benchmark where we can compare the models, and we can get the benchmarks based on accuracy, speed, and everything. So it will give you the chart base. So this is the model accuracy we can see here, and coherence, model groundedness, model fluency, model relevance, model similarity. So these are all the things. So by default, AI Studio compares some models and it keeps here. So the accuracy, coherence, groundedness. So based on that, you can just come here to see this table and you can pick the models which one. And the prompt catalog which we saw, right? So this is the prompt catalog where we have the pre-built prompt available for insurance and defect detectors, C, phrase unstructured, natural language to SQL, everything. And this is for the AI service. So where we can go and create the AI related service. So now come back to this demo. So we are going to deploy one chat model. So I'll go to the deployment, click deploy model. I'm going to take one of the base model. So I'll select chat GPT turbo. Okay, and click on confirm. So I'll give the more deployment name as demo chat model 01. So I'm going with the standard where you can go ahead and customize your tokens rate per minute. So I will change it to some like a 10. Okay, I'll keep it as this all by default, and I'm going to deploy this model. So once it got deployed, so you see here open in the playground. So when you click on the playground, by default it will go to this playground chat. So I'll click here, see it's directly navigating to this chat. Okay, so here when you come see what are the deployment we have created, demo chat model 01, it came here already. So here add your data. So I'll click here, add your data. So I'll click here. Here we are going to select the data source. So I'm going to click on upload files. So by default, and click upload files, it's asking for a blob storage on the AI search, which we already created initially. base itself. If you haven't created, we can come here and create here as well. So it will give you an option to create. Since we have already created, we are just going to select the demo storage which we created here. So we have created a demo storage, right? So that we have selected. So once you selected, it's asking for a cross origin resource sharing permission. So we have to turn on this. I'm simply clicking this. The permission will be granted. Okay, so next time we need to select the search. So search service also I have created. I'm selecting this, and I need to give the index name. So this index name is like a pointer to the file which we are going to use it. So one point solution. So I'm just giving KB01 knowledge base, and I'm clicking next. So here I'm going to upload my knowledge base. So on clicking browse, I have knowledge base 1 and knowledge base 2, which we saw initially. I'm just opening it. So two knowledge bases are uploaded. I'll click upload files. So my knowledge bases are uploaded. Then click next. So here I'm not going to use a semantic search. I'm going to use a keyword search. So I click that arrow and I selected keyword, and then click on next. So here I'll use an API key. I'm not going to use a system assigned manager entity because I have some authentication issue with my ID. So I'm not going to use that. I'll use a API key rather than that. So this is to review what we have, everything. Save and close. Finally, save and close. So here the ingestion is in progress. So let's wait for a few minutes, and by that time it will complete. Yeah, so it has been completed. So here you can see the index what we have, and the upload files, the chunk, whatever we selected, chunk size. So if you want, we can go ahead and increase the strictness and retrieve documents. You can, if you want, you can increase it. 3. And so here, this is the place where we can test. So our knowledge about has been uploaded. So let's give a try here. Okay. So let me put a question. What is today's session topic? So it will take time. So this gives a result here. See that session topic for today is crafting custom Copilot with Azure AI Studio, and it gives me the reference as well. So the reference is from the knowledge base 1. So we have uploaded 2 knowledge base, right? So it gives the knowledge, the response from the knowledge base 1. Okay. So what I'll do, right, I'll put another question. Probably I'll ask a question from a knowledge base 2. What I'll ask is, what is the total registration? See, the total registration for crafting custom Copilot with Azure AI Studio session is 334. So this information I have taken it from the portal itself. And can I'll ask another question? Simply I'll put session is hosted by. So yeah, it says the session is hosted by Quadrevo. So when we click the references, we can see So this is coming from the reference to, this is also coming from the reference to. Right, now let's go back, put some questions. Okay, who's the organizer? Who's the moderator, the organizer for the session is the Surag. So it gives the right answer. So this is about all our, uh, it uses our own knowledge base. So the knowledge base should be a question and answering kind of thing. No, you can upload any kind of a document. So if you have a PDF document, text document, or you have a prompt line document, everything you can upload it. And so you based on that document, if you ask any questions to it, it will fetch the information from the document and responds to that. So here you can, if you want to see it like a JSON, so you can just enable. So here is the JSON view of the output. So the system, the role is system. You are an AI assistant. Help me find the role user. What is, so when we put a question, it is user, and the assistant it's speaking the result from the session topic crafting. It's from the document one. So what are the questions it's giving it, right? So yeah, let me close this and I'll simply ask what is my first question. Let's see whether the history is captured and it's able to respond to me. What is the first question I asked? See here, it's saying, I'm sorry, but I don't have access to the conversation history between us, so I don't know what is your first question. So here you can give for each response where you can give the responses thumbs up or thumbs down. Okay, so if you want to keep a chat history when we are deploying the model, right? So let's go back to the model, edit. Let's see whether it's allowing us to enable the. Right now we don't have that option. Let's come to playground. So this is our knowledge base. So basically the option will be there where we can go ahead and enable the chat history, but to enable the chat history, it's payable. You have to pay additionally for that particular feature. Okay, so now can know as of now. So this is all about, we have tested our own chat, but now if you want to deploy this, right? So evaluate. Okay. So create, so here we have deploy, right? So deploy as a web app. So I'll click on deploy as a web app. I'll give the name demo chat web app 01. I'll select my subscription and I'll select my resource and the location central US, and I'll go for a standard as of now. So here we have enabled chat history in the web. Okay, so here we didn't get that option, right? It doesn't allow the previous question. So here we can enable that option, but enabling chat history will incur the Cosmos DB usage to your account and view pricing. So if you enable this option, you can get the previous chat history. Right now, I'm not going to enable it, and I'm going to deploy this web app. It's showing a 10 minutes to deploy. So let's see. I'm not sure it'll take that much minute. Basically, it will get completes in 3 to 4 minutes. Let's wait for it. So meanwhile, we can come here. I'll go to Azure. Let me go and see all my resources, what we have created now. It will come it in one place. See here. So we have a storage account, we have a search service, and we have one OpenAI. So this is services we have created. Now let's see whether the deployment is completed or not. Let's go to the deployment here. So it's asking for a review. I'm looking for the web app deployment is completed. Okay, so here we could see the web app is getting created. But where is the notification? Okay, let me click here. Okay, so this is the web app we gave in a name app service. On click this. So once it got deployed, we'll get a launch option. So right now it's disabled. Let's check from here. I think the deployment is still happening. Let's give few more minutes to complete. So if you have any questions, you can put it in the chat. Slides, yeah, sure. I'll share my GitHub link. So all my sessions, the codes which I'm using, everything, it will be uploaded in my GitHub account. So at the end of the session, I'll share my GitHub repo, so where you can access all those materials, everything. Okay, let's see. So let's go to the app deployment. So deployment status is still running. So here I could come to this. So I'm switching back between the old view and the new view, because in the old view I couldn't able to see and I click on the deployment, it's not allowing me to see any other options. So I just switched back to the new view in the another tab. So on clicking the deployment, I could see the model deployment. So this is the model we created, right? So here we have an app deployment. So here the app is getting deployed. So basically it will take 10 minutes, I see. Let's see it get completes before the time, or else I can show you what will happen. So on clicking this, right, it will open a web application. So in the web, the another portal where you will have the Azure logo, and we will have kind of a start chatting, and whatever we chat here, right, the same kind of an experience you will get it. Uh, so here, if I go see chat, so here we are chatting, right, the same kind of chat, we can do it. That web application, it's currently running, so we have wait for it. Let me see if we have any other questions. Okay, it's still happening. So I'll click here the URL. Let's see. So web app is running. Wait for your content. So that's the message we are getting. Let's wait for this to complete. Okay, I'm happy to answer your questions. If you have any questions, you can post your questions. So still the deployment is in progress. I believe it's taking the 10 minutes which it's showed. Okay, if you have another 3 minutes, let's see, by the time it completes, it will be good. Okay, it's asking to sign in to accept. Still running. Okay. Have refreshed it. Okay, it's still getting deployed. So that's why we are still waiting. Okay, it succeeded. Let me close that and re-click here. Good, it takes, yeah, exactly 10 minutes, I believe. Okay, if you see here the URL link, demo chat web, what have we created, right? That with Azure website.net. So it'll take some time to load. It's a fresh chat application. Okay, I think it's coming up. Oh, no. So let me recap in the interest of time what we did. If can to note down, you can note down. We went to portal.azure.com and we created one OpenAI service. So let me go here, Microsoft Azure. So I created one OpenAI service here, and then I created one storage account, and I created a container inside a storage account, and I created a AI search service as well. So these three services we created. After creating, I came to OpenAI Studio. I click on go to OpenAI Studio and came here. I created a new deployment. I used ChatGPT 35 Turbo, and after creating the deployment, I went to chat and here add your own data. So adding your own data, I selected upload files. So by default, it will give you blob and AI search. I selected the service which I created, and then I uploaded two here, whatever the two knowledge base, the text files we have, we uploaded here, and then once this got created, we tested our chat using this test window, and then finally click deploy as a web app. So once the web app is getting deployed, we can just go to this chat application. As I said initially, this chat application will have a just a chat service. You will have one text box here where you can type it and it will come. So yeah, so I think this is taking more time than expected. The services are getting deployed and it's getting fetched. So that's all I have for today's session. So probably mean by the time if we complete all our question and answer the things and all, if this completes, I'll show this to you again. I'll keep this window open. Yeah, that's all from my end. Thanks everyone. Thank you all for joining the session, and I'll meet you all guys with another interesting topic and another interesting session. Thank you. Surab.
Thank you, Naveen. There were some questions.
Okay.
Um, Let me just read it for you if you're not able
Okay.
to.
Can we apply any other AI model to crafting custom copilots in Azure AI? Yes, you can take any other model. So we have used ChatGPT Turbo, right? Instead of ChatGPT Turbo, you can take any other model. So go to deploy a base model if you are seeing my screen. So you can take any models here if you don't want GPT models. So it provides you 20 models as of now. This is kind of an older version. So you can search what are the models you want and you can use it. DaVinci, you can have text embeddings. Yes, you can use. Can we train the model using any dynamic ERP as a knowledge base instead of a blob storage? I don't think so. We can use any dynamic ERPs. The dynamic ERPs, you need to integrate it to the Azure kind of again. If that has a provision to integrate to the Azure portal, the AI Studio, you have an API key for your ERP, then probably you can integrate it, or else you have to put your data into the blob storage and use it. So the files you have uploaded, it is a command or JSON format. No, it's not a command or a JSON format. It's a normal text file I have. So this is the normal just a text file. It's not a JSON or anything. So this particular file, if you see, it doesn't have any structure. I just given a session kind of a bulletin points I have here, description and the key takeaway. If I took see my another knowledge base, I have a tab like a header like a question and answer. I have my given my question and answer. So both the formats are different. If you have a PDF file with kind of your study material, you can upload that complete study material and you should ask a question out of it. Yeah, so can we train the model? Yeah, okay, that is answered. If there is, okay. Is it possible to integrate a chatbot to a WordPress? Yes, not WordPress. I see right now. Probably you can create your custom Copilot and using this uh, API key, the endpoint URL, and then you can use it to integrate with the WordPress. Or else, what you can do, Microsoft itself, it's giving a feature like right now we have a Teams, right? We can deploy this chatbot in the Teams or a Skype, and we can use it. But Teams, the latest version is available. Microsoft is not giving the privilege to deploy it because it provides access only to the classic Teams, the older version. So the issue is the plugins are not getting updated. So that's where we cannot deploy to the new Teams, but we can deploy to the Skype and we can use that. So here the chat application is ready. So let me put a question again here. What is today's topic? It's generating an answer. So the today's session topic is crafting custom copilot. So see the chatbot, whatever we built, it's giving an answer. And the speaker, now I'm not going to ask a complete question. I'm going to just put a keyword speaker. Let me see whether it's able to get the speaker. Yeah, today's speaker is it's giving. So it is giving a reference. See, the first question it's written from the knowledge base one, and the second question has the information from both the information. So that's where it returned two references. It's there from both the places. Let me ask organizer, the moderator or the organizer of this session. Let's see, it's giving a Surak's name. Yes, it's giving the Surak's name. And the final question I'll ask is, what is the session is all about? This session is creating customized chatbot using AI Studio. Participants will learn how to design, train their own. Okay, it's combining the information from both the knowledge base. The course will also include hands-on demo. See, whatever we have given, it's combined the information from both the knowledge base and given the result here. What is this session is all about? Okay, so finally the chat application worked. Let me look at the another questions. The person who don't have basic knowledge of coding, can we try to do this? Yes, here I haven't done any single coding, right? It's all a no code platform. I just went to the UI and the web application. I just did uploading the file and all it's a UI application. I didn't write any single code here. It's completely a no code platform here. Does this have a free trial access? Yes. So if you're a first time you haven't logged into, you can Go to portal.azure.com. Since I have already logged in, so if you go to portal.azure.com, once you register, it will give you a free access. Let me show you. So you can create your free account first time when you're giving, you can create. So you will be getting $200 credits. Here you can see is the free account. So that will be applicable for 30 days. You can use all the service. After 30 days, still you can use all your services for 12 months. 1 year you can use it. So yes. So whatever I did now, the same demo, you can try it by creating a free account and you can practice it. Just go to portal.azure.com, register yourself. Okay, is it possible to integrate web browsers? Yes, answered it. Yes, maybe we can use the server and download it as API. Can we have a look at inside knowledge-base.txt? Yeah, I showed it right, the both the files. So if again for you, okay, I couldn't show you that. Let me show you the knowledge base for you. Just a minute. So if you could see this text file, right? Text file one, this is just a format. Okay, initially I didn't share it, sorry. So the text file, the knowledge file, knowledge base one has just a question and answer. So the format is like just question and next to it answer. If you look at the knowledge base two, it doesn't have any format, just I have a text, kind of a bulletin sessions, even date, hosted by speaker, registrations, and I have a description, what is the takeaway. So these two are the knowledge base I have. Okay, let me read out to the next question. Can you please place the link or website? Yeah. Okay, sure. 1 minute. I'm sharing single screen. I don't know. I'll share my entire screen. Okay, I think initially I showed about the pricing, right? So this is the screen. So where you can go ahead and create your free account. The credit is $200. Initially I said you'll after 30 days your $200 credit will be expired and you can use 12 months. So I'll paste a link here. And so the AI help us to locate the right question then user. Yes, so you can have your own, if you are any students are there, you have your any study materials, you don't have time to go through the entire study material, just upload the PDF file and ask a questions what you have, it will give you the answer. One simple, instead of going through the entire PDF, if you have any questions you can just ask. Yeah, so that's all I have. I'll give you my GitHub. Okay, Surag, that's it from my end. If you have anything to cover.
Yeah, I think that's covered it. And you can also share the GitHub code because people were
Mhm.
really into getting that slides.
Yeah, so I have given my GitHub link. So this particular repo is all about my sessions and all. So right now I have only 2 sessions uploaded there, and I'll be uploading today's session. Keep looking. So in after this session ends in another 10 to 15 minutes, I will be uploading um today's slide, everything there. So you'll get it. So you can start this repo so that whenever I upload any new material or whenever I am updating the materials, you will get the latest material out of it. So just star my repo. So this repo is particularly for all my sessions. So you will keep on getting all the updates from my repo.